Shalom, I am Rabbi Howard Wolk, Community Chaplain with Jewish Family Service. I work with Faith Presbyterian Hospice, and I appreciate your time and letting me share with you a couple of thoughts. As this is being videoed, everyone's attention, rightfully so, is focused on the terrible situation in Ukraine. I'm not here to add any kind of political insights, nor do I have any, nor is this the proper forum. I would say, however, just it's important for us to realize, I think we've all experienced really the coming together of our nation and many, many other nations throughout the world in terms of our assisting the people of Ukraine to the extent we can. Certainly prayers are important at this time. Whatever faith we're a member of, this is a time to reach out to God, to ask him to protect the citizens of the Ukraine, and yes, to pray that the plans of Putin be foiled. We see people being killed, children losing their parents, families being separated because women and children and older adults are seeking refuge in other countries, and the men staying behind to fight for their country. So a very, very terrible situation. This is a time for really faith to come to the fore, to have no doubt that our world will continue. We need divine assistance. We need the continued assistance of people and of governments. And certainly one of the foremost ethical teachings of Judaism is a responsibility of one person to another. In the book of Leviticus, we're given the command, thou shalt not stand idly by the blood of your neighbor. I am the Lord. And the rabbis and the Talmud is the corpus of Jewish thought and Jewish law. The rabbis give three examples of this: not to stand idly by the blood of your neighbor, meaning when someone's life is endangered or potentially in danger, you have to take action. One example they give is a person drowning in a river. A second, a person is being attacked by a wild animal. And a third, a person is being attacked by an armed robber. In each case, we have to intervene. The rabbis give us three examples because in each case, the threat is from a different domain. In the first case, the threat is from nature. That's the river. The second from an animal, the third from a fellow human being. And we use this as the source for many, many applications. For example, in Judaism, we encourage people to donate organs for transplants. We consider it a meritorious act. And one of the biblical sources is this verse from Leviticus, not to stand idly by. If someone is going to die and another person can be a kidney donor, for example, for that individual, there's an ethical responsibility to do so. Now, the verse ends with the phrase, I am the Lord. And the rabbis pose the question, why does that verse end with that phrase? That phrase certainly does not appear at the end of every verse in the Torah, in the 5 books of Moses. Why there? Because they explain, how do you violate that commandment? By being idle. The Torah tells us not to stand idly by, and if you remain idle, you violate it. And what happens? You have an opportunity to save someone who's drowning, and he drowns. You remained idle rather than taking action, jumping into the lake to save him. Now, no court, however, can find you guilty because your sin was a sin of omission. You should have done something, but you did not. A court cannot find you culpable, including a rabbinic court. But the verse says, I am the Lord. Ultimately, each individual will have to give an account of his or her actions here on earth in front of the divine judge. And at that time, God will pose the question, that day at the beach, when the person was drowning, why didn't you jump in to save him? And to the Almighty, we can only give truthful answers. So this verse really underscores the responsibility of one individual to another, responsibility of one country to another, responsibility of governments to one another. And our hope and prayer should be that the continued support of the people of Ukraine will give them not only the military and economic strength that they need, but also provide them with moral courage, as they're so beautifully exemplifying now, and ultimately to be victorious, maintain their own democratic country, and try to once again resume normal lives. Thank you for your attention, and shalom.